Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Ajax Public Library's Introduction to Meditation program, presented by the Heartfulness Institute. My name is Julia Campbell, and I am the Adult Services Librarian at the Ajax Library. I wanted to start by quickly covering a couple of things on Zoom, just in case there is anyone who is new to using it. Today's presentation is being recorded, so I would ask that you please keep your webcam and microphones off so that you are not displayed or heard in the recording. The camera and microphone icons can be found at the bottom left of your screen. As I mentioned, after the presentation and meditation, we will have time to share thoughts and feelings, at which point I will stop the recording to protect everyone's privacy and so that everyone feels comfortable sharing. At that point, please feel free to unmute yourself and turn your camera back on if you wish to do so. At the top right of your screen, you can choose the view you prefer. The speaker view will allow you to see the speaker beside the presentation, and the gallery view will allow you to see all the participants in the program. I leave it to you to decide which view you prefer. The chat button is along the bottom if you have any questions or comments you would like to share. You have the option of chatting with everyone, or you can send a private message to myself, Julia. Please feel free to communicate with us throughout the presentation, and we will do our best to answer you either during the presentation or at the end. If you prefer not to see the chat along the side, you can click the chat button again and it will disappear. If there are any questions from our phone participants, you can press *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute yourself. And just as a test to test out the chat function, if you feel comfortable sharing something that you do to de-stress, please type it out in the chat. If you experience any technical difficulties this evening, I recommend that you exit the program and re-enter. If you continue to have difficulties, please place a comment in the chat and I will do my best to assist you. Phone participants, please press *9 if you require assistance. I think that covers the basics, but please, if any other questions come up, don't hesitate to use the chat function. So our format for this evening will begin with a presentation from Ryan about meditation and a short book reading. And then in the second part of the presentation, Jean will lead us through a meditation. And after that, we will open it up to you for comments and feedback. And as I mentioned at that point, I will stop the recording. So now it is my pleasure to introduce our two presenters, Ryan and Jean. Ryan Sequeira has been practicing heartfulness meditation for over 12 years and has been a certified heartfulness trainer for over 5 years. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology from U of T and currently works for the College of Early Childhood Educators as an investigator. He is also a director with Brighter Minds Canada, an educational organization that explores neuroplasticity in children. He loves to help others, and when he's not spending time with his wife and 2 children, he can be found offering help to others through heartfulness sessions or helping to coordinate heartfulness activities. Nagin M. Khorasani is a social entrepreneur and activist who has always been committed to activating change within herself. She's a writer, poet, educator, and the co-founder of Be Infinite, a platform for transformative learning. She holds a master's degree in architecture and is continuing her studies towards a doctorate of psychology. She rejoices in helping individuals and groups to get in touch with their inner being, meaning, wisdom, power, talents, and discover their best ways of expression, their most effective roles in the world, and to expand their consciousness. Nagin has been practicing heartfulness for 24 years and was trained and certified in India as a spiritual trainer of this method of Raja Yoga in 2010. We feel very lucky to have them both with us tonight. So without further ado, I will turn it over to Ryan to begin his presentation.
Hey, thanks a lot, Julia. And thank you guys all for attending today. So I'm just going to share my screen here. Hopefully everyone can see that. So today we're going to be talking about what is heartfulness. We're going to look at why we'd want to meditate from a scientific viewpoint. What is meditation? And then for the majority of the session, we're going to get a practical experience of heartfulness, relaxation, and meditation. And then at the end, we'll do some sharing and feedback of your. But first, let me tell you about when I first started meditation. So I was only vaguely interested in meditation. So I would do it once a month, maybe less than that. And I would sit down, close my eyes. And as soon as I would close my eyes, I would start to think about what I had to do the next day. And then that thought would lead to another thought and another and another. And this would take half an hour. I would be doing that for a whole half hour or maybe even longer. So my mind was completely unregulated. But the thing about it was that I didn't even notice. So I created this habit. I had created this habit maybe from the time I was a child. And I didn't even notice that I had done this. So when I was younger, my brother used to say that I was like the statue of the thinker, the one like this. Because I would always just be sitting at my desk, just thinking, letting my mind wander aimlessly. And so when I came into Heartfulness, I started practicing more regularly. And then that's when I started to notice that there were changes. So I started to become aware of my thoughts. And then I was able to let go of those thoughts and focus on my heart. And that's what really had the benefits. So it wasn't just during meditation that I was able to do this, but it was during the rest of the day too. So if there was something stressful at work or at home or with family or whatever it was, I started to become aware of my thoughts and how I was repeating these stressful thoughts. And I was able to let go of them and bring my attention to my heart, because that's what we do in Heartfulness. We focus on the heart, we meditate on the heart. And by tuning into my heart, I started to notice other benefits. I was becoming less judgmental, less critical, and more understanding, more tolerant, more accepting, more compassionate. So these were just some of the small benefits that Heartfulness brought to me. So I hope you benefit the same way or maybe even more. But let's take a look at what Heartfulness is all about. So Heartfulness, it's a systematic and scientific practice that includes a heart-based meditation. There's a unique feature of transmission, which helps us to go deeper in meditation. But like I was saying, so my experience when I first started, I didn't feel this transmission. But other people that I know who have tried Heartfulness and who practice it, they felt it from their first day. The first time that they tried Heartfulness, they felt this unique energy and they had a deep experience. But I have no idea what you're going to experience today, so you'll have to share that afterwards if you're willing to. But anyway, so Heartfulness, it's a global nonprofit organization, and it's a worldwide movement to tune into our heart. Now, it started off in India over 75 years ago. Last year, we celebrated our 75th anniversary. And now it's spread to over 150 countries worldwide, practiced by millions of people. It's a very quiet movement, so many of you have probably not heard of Heartfulness before, but it's growing. Last year, we had two global events, one for International Yoga Day and one for International Peace Day. And each of them had over 22 million and 30 million people all meditating together on the heart. So Heartfulness, it's a simple and natural practice. It's something that is easy to incorporate into our daily life. It's very natural. You don't have to give up anything that you're doing. You don't have to sit in any uncomfortable position. You don't need to buy anything, no special meditation chair or bell or anything like that. It's very accessible to everyone, no matter what race or religion or background you are. And it's always free. So myself, Nagin, all of the 30 or so trainers in the GTA and the thousands of trainers across the world, we all do this in our spare time. We have our regular jobs. This is just something that we do to give back to the community. So let's take a look at some famous sayings here. So this is an English proverb from the 19th century. Here's another one from a different part of the world, different time period. Almost the same. And here's one last one. So all these three sayings seem to have one thing in common, and that is that our thoughts determine who we are. So this seems to be universally accepted across cultures and throughout history. But these days, we don't even notice our thoughts. So like when I first started, I didn't notice what my thoughts were. And we don't notice the habits that we've created with our thoughts. These days with COVID, many people are having stressful thoughts or depressing thoughts or fearful thoughts, and we don't even notice it. But with heartfulness, we're able to notice our thoughts, let go of them, and tune into our heart. And by doing that, we can really change who we are. For as a man thinks in his heart, so shall he be. So now let's move on to some of the science behind heartfulness. So in 2017, U of T's Department of Psychology, Dr. Norman Farb, had done a study to see the effect of heartfulness on brain activity. So he was looking at a group there were about 60 of us in the GTA area, and we had all been practicing heartfulness for a minimum of 1 year. So this study was looking at the brain waves, and as you can see, gamma waves, the short ones at the top, they're more associated with problem solving. Beta waves are when we're engaged in activities or conversations. Alpha waves are when we're very relaxed. Theta waves are when we're in the dream state. And delta waves, the slowest of all, is when we're in deep sleep with no dreams, no thinking, no awareness. And delta waves, these are necessary for the brain and the body to heal itself, to recover during the night, during deep sleep. So what this study found was that heartfulness can produce these delta waves within just a few minutes of meditating. And after meditation, the study was giving us cognitive tests to do. And it found that alpha waves were increased. So we were in a very relaxed state of mind, even though we were doing tests. So with heartfulness meditation, we can become deeply relaxed very quickly and be able to face any challenges that life brings us in a relaxed state of mind. So we learn to regulate our thoughts by focusing on our heart, letting go of negative thoughts, and becoming more understanding, compassionate, and so much more, all at the same time. So here's a quote from one of the guides of heartfulness. Now let's take a look at a book written by the current guide of heartfulness, Kamlesh D. Patel. He's also known as Daji. This is a very easy to read conversation. It's just between Daji and one of his students, Joshua. And the book is available for free through the Ajax Public Library. The practice of meditation forms an integral part of many contemplative traditions. It is said to be the most effective way to approach divinity, transcending both ritual and belief. Rituals, the actions we undertake at the physical level of existence, remain at the physical level. Belief remains at the mental level. To transcend both and arrive at a spiritual state of being, we must take the help of something that belongs to the higher spiritual level of existence. This is the approach we take in heartfulness meditation. To better understand it, I decided to start at the beginning. What is meditation? I asked Daji. He took out his pen and drew a diagram. The vertical axis represents a spectrum between the focused mind and the unfocused mind, he said. A focused mind settles on one thought and remains there. It is single-pointed. Conversely, the unfocused mind wanders from topic to topic. It thinks many thoughts, and its attention jumps here and there. Between these two extremes, there's a middle ground. Most of the mind's activity occurs there, in that middle ground. Here's another polarity, effort and effortlessness. That's the horizontal axis. The effortless mind is relaxed and at ease. On the other side is the effortful mind, which cannot be at ease. It struggles to think, to comprehend, and to concentrate. Different combinations of these two spectrums result in certain states of mind. Here we have daydreaming, frustration, concentration, and meditation. Let's understand the meditative mind. As you can see, it's a mixture of focus and effortlessness. It is to be immersed in one thought, but effortlessly so. Can it be any thought? I asked. Yes, said Daji. But in that case, everybody already meditates, I said. That's what I'm saying, said Daji with a chuckle. There's no question of having to learn a new skill. We all know how to meditate. We do it every day. For example, a businessman meditates upon a business venture. As he drives his car, he meditates upon that. As he goes to sleep at night, he meditates upon it. Perhaps someone is in love with him. As she goes through her routine, she meditates upon him. As she brushes her teeth, she meditates upon him. She goes to the grocery store, but she meditates upon him the whole time. Meanwhile, she passes a musician in the store. His mind is busy thinking of music. He also meditates. There's even a term called premeditated murder, where the perpetrator meditates on how to perfectly execute his dark plans. If everybody already meditates, then what's so profound about meditation? I asked. What makes it profound is the idea that we explore through meditation, said Daji. That idea is our object of meditation. Our object of meditation makes all the difference. A profound object gives us a profound consciousness. A mundane object gives us a mundane consciousness. A temporary object makes our meditative state of mind temporary. A profound, changeless object makes our meditation permanent. Different objects create different effects, you see. How can we achieve a meditative state that is both permanent and profound? I asked. Effortless focus upon a profound object, said Daji. For that, we must practice. Without a mother, there can be no baby. And without the practice of meditation, there's no meditative state. I have found that new aspirants are often nervous about trying meditation, I said. They think they will have trouble handling their thoughts. Many say that the mind's nature is to be restless, said Daji. They say that its natural state is one of disturbance. I disagree. In fact, I would like to dispel that notion. Why is the idea of difficulty so entrenched? I asked him. Many established teachers have espoused this view, said Daji. In my opinion, they perform a disservice to the cause. If you believe the mind to be inherently unstable, it becomes your enemy. And what do you do with enemies? You fight them, I answered. And so meditation becomes a battle, he said. It becomes an exercise in suppressing the mind. But have your thoughts and emotions ever prevented you from enjoying a good film? No, I said. Have they ever stopped you from enjoying a delicious meal? No again, I said. And why not? He pressed. A film draws your attention, I said. A good meal draws your attention. Then you don't notice such things. Exactly, said Daji. When something draws your attention and holds it there, you become unmindful of unwanted thoughts. You only need to give your mind something to sink its teeth into, something really absorbing. Then you will observe just how naturally it stabilizes, how effortlessly it focuses. However, we do not seem to have much control over this. Some objects attract the mind, and some simply do not. For example, if your child has been deeply absorbed in his studies all day, you might feel happy. He's engaged in a positive activity. But if you realize that he has been playing video games for 9 hours straight, you might start to worry. In both cases, your child exhibits an enormous capacity to focus, but your concern is the object upon which he is focused. You're concerned about where his interests lie. So we saw that the object of our meditation is key. Now we're going to get a practical experience of heartfulness, relaxation, and meditation. And the object that we're meditating on is the source of divine light that's already present within our heart. And Negin is going to guide us through this relaxation and meditation portion.
Thank you, Ryan. So I invite everyone to find your comfortable position in the chair and close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Let's begin the guided relaxation with the toes. Wriggle your toes. Now feel them relaxed. Relax your ankles and feet. Feel the healing energy moves up from Mother Earth. It enters your feet, passes through your ankles, through your shins, your calf muscles, toward your knees, relaxing the lower legs. It passes your knee joints and softens them, passes through your thighs and relaxes these big muscles. Goes to your hips, buttocks, your tummy. It relaxes abdominal muscles and your waist. The healing energy goes to your tailbone and moves upward into your lower back. It allows your lower back to relax and release all the tension that you may be holding there. Usually in our sitting and standing postures, we hold lots of tension in this area. And now we release all this. The healing energy moves upward along your spinal cord. And as it passes, it relaxes all the muscles and nourishes all the cells. It goes to your upper back. Now your entire back is completely relaxed. Now relax your chest. Take a deep breath and let go. Relax your shoulders. Let go of the weight of the world on your shoulders. Feel your shoulders simply melting away. The healing energy moves to your upper arms. relaxing those muscles. It passes through your elbows, goes to your forearms, goes to your wrists, your hands. It saturates the palms of your hands and oozes out through your fingertips, taking away all the tension, complexities, and blockages that you may be holding in your system. Your arms are now completely relaxed. Now relax your neck muscles. Feel how soft and relaxed are these muscles now. Move your attention up to your face. Relax the jaw and let it drop. Relax your mouth and lips, your nose and cheeks, your ears, earlobes, temples, your eyes, very softly and very gently closed, your eyebrows, forehead, all facial muscles completely relaxed, all the way to the top of your head. Feel how your whole body is now completely relaxed. Do a quick scan from top to toe and see if you're holding any tension anywhere in your body, or if there is still a part of your body that is feeling uncomfortable or unwell. Immerse it a little longer in this healing energy and allow this healing energy to bring comfort and healing to that part. Now notice how your entire body is completely relaxed. Notice how your breathing is deep and slow. Notice how your mind is open and allowing. There may be thoughts in your mind, but that's completely fine. We just don't pay attention to them. Move your attention to your heart. Rest there for a little while. Feel immersed in the love and light of your heart. Remain still and quiet in this space of awareness you have within, this source of serenity and light that is connected to the source of all existence. And slowly become absorbed in the source of serenity and light in your heart. Please start meditation. Now, with your eyes closed, observe your condition. Pay attention to how you feel deep inside. Do you notice any difference between how you feel now compared to how you felt before meditation? Acquire your condition. Enliven it. Imbibe it. Become one and unite with it. And once you feel complete, when you have a good grasp of your condition and made it part of yourself, you can very gently open your eyes and note down your experience in your journal.
So I was going to wait until the end before actually I was going to summarize everything, but now that I'm here, I'm kind of thinking if anyone would like to share their experience or give any feedback, you're welcome to. You can unmute yourself.